Hello YouTube subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. Well, this is going to be the last video in the series of what I did when I lived in Indonesia. This is the actual property we bought in Manado, Indonesia, and I'm going to go through these and show you where I lived at, how I lived, and what I built in Manado, Indonesia. So let's get started. This right here, what we're looking at, is in the workers' temporary home that they built. It's a two-story. I lived underneath them. They lived up on top, and they didn't have no walls that closed them in. And this is the ocean out here. This is facing north towards and the actual city of Manado is down the mountain and to the right, about 10 minutes from there. This is exactly where the workers who work for me, they slept right on top of this. They had these little, like, what do you call it, yoga mats that they would roll out and they'd lay on. And they built this first. It took about, I don't know, 4 days to build it. As you can see, this is stairs to go up to where they slept. And they slept open just like that. And this is where I lived underneath here. This was all closed in. Had my own private bathroom and everything. And this is the septic tank they dug for my bathroom, because I wasn't going to have a squat toilet. One of the guys I brought from Jakarta, Indonesia, Safwan. These are the guys who lived in the village around where I bought the property. They come looking for work, and I was told by my wife's uncle back here that it's good luck that if you hire a couple of people, locals that are in the area, so you don't have any problems or issues with stuff being stolen or torn down or stuff like that. And this is another look. We're going to build a storage area to keep our supplies and cement and stuff like that in, and then a cooking area here. This is Ali. He's the supervisor or foreman, whatever you want to call, overlooking everything. He doesn't know how to whistle, so every time I would look at him, I'd go, and he'd turn and look at me, and I'd snap a picture. He's always trying to learn how to whistle. This is a tractor that I rented for a couple days. It only cost me a couple packs of cigarettes each day, and he dug the whole freaking road where we're going to put a driveway in with this thing. And the tractor was just sitting down at the bottom of the hill. So we asked them if they could do some side work for us, and they weren't doing anything with it, so he said no problem. And he cleared out all this land out. All this land looked like this here before he came. The guys are cutting it down with the machetes and stuff like that, but he came and cleared it all down. Cleared all this property and all the way down the hill, made us a good driveway. That's facing west. And then he built this up here for us because I wanted to have it raised up higher. This tree right here is the durian tree. It's a fruit that's about the size of a watermelon with spikes on it, and this is the whole reason my wife wanted to buy this property, was just for that tree right there. Durian. It's a nasty smell. It smells like baby diapers, crappy diapers, the fruit. There's the guys working during the night. They want to get this thing done as quick as possible. All these guys are the guys that I worked for me up when I lived in Jakarta. They built my first house, and then the second house, and then all the remodeling jobs I did. I used all the same guys, every job, and then I took them to Manado with me. Here we are digging the foundation out. He's clearing all this land out right here for us, the tractor. And they're going to start digging around for the foundation where I built a two-story house. Here's where I lived back in here. I had to put a window in there because it's freaking hot as heck at night. This is our storage area, and then we're going to have a kitchen over here. And I told my wife that I'm going to eat what they eat, drink what they drink, go to sleep when they sleep, and wake up when they wake up. And that's exactly what I did for 4 months it took us to build this. Here's a driveway that he cleared out with the tractor and cleared all that land out down there for me. From here all the way over, all the way down the hill is our land. This is digging the septic tank. He even dug that out really quick, rough dig. Septic tank for the two-story building. Now the two-story building I decided to build because I realized after living in Jakarta for a while that people can't afford their own homes and their own apartments, so what they do is they rent rooms. So that's what I decided to do when we moved to Manado. I wanted to build a two-story building and build just rooms everywhere. And we built 20 rooms and 11 bathrooms in this two-story building. And there's the stairs for the guys to go up. And Yeah, they finally did. They put a blockage there because when it rains so hard that they were getting wet when they slept. It was funny that they finally closed that in. Oh man, that freaking spiders. You see how big my hand is? The spiders are bigger than my hands. And I was like, there ain't no way in hell that I'm sleeping in there just like you guys sleep upstairs. I can't do it. So I bought me a tent. I put a tent inside there and I slept inside the tent because they call them spiders bird killers. Because they climb up the trees and they wait for birds and they jump on the birds and the birds fall. By the time they get to the ground, they're dead. This is a Manado style home. It was like that when we bought the property. It was like that after I lived there a year and a half and sold mine. It still sat like that. So looking down. This is the road all cleared out. The road over here is the road, and all this property was completely cleaned out all the way down to there. This is where we play soccer right down there, or they call it football, on our breaks. Yeah, they love football in that country. This is looking down there at the football soccer field and looking up to there's the durian tree. There's the rain clouds coming. It rained every single day. I mean, it rained hard for like 3-4 hours. These are all the rocks and sand for the foundation that we're going to build. And that's the hill. You have to take it all the way up that hill and go to the left. And this guy did it. Filled the wheelbarrow up and then pushed it up there. All manual work. He brought all these rocks up here. One wheelbarrow at a time. There's a foundation being dug. Getting the rebar cut and ready. You can see over here, this is where the cement is. Right here, this is all storage area. And this is going to be our kitchen. I ate a lot of noodles, ramen noodles, Indonesian type ramen noodles. I would go to Singapore every 2 months or Philippines, and I went up there and I bought some corn seeds and brought it back. We planted corn everywhere. Man, that corn grew fast. We had a lot of corn, man, barbecue corn. Grilled it over the grill. There's that durian tree again right here. And the guys built their little toilet over here, a squatter toilet over there. But I ended up having to put another window over here because I wanted air circulation to come through because, man, it is so freaking hot at night. Sweat your balls off. Building the support beams right here around the foundation. More support beam. Now this truck over here is called the Kijang. It's one of the toughest trucks ever in Indonesia. Everybody loves the Kijang. And because it'll go up anything. I had that thing loaded with 200 bricks. My bricks that I made, I filled that with 200 bricks and took it up a side of a mountain up there to some people that wanted to buy my bricks. Once the word got out, I was building my own bricks, and they were like super bricks. And I used all my bricks to build my house here, except for the bottom layer. I used red bricks. That's a scooter I bought. The guy I bought the land off of, he had a scooter. He asked me if I wanted a scooter, and I think I paid like $150 for it, and I rode that thing like I stole it. Took that thing everywhere. There's the Kijang I bought. Now I was gone riding the scooters, and I left the keys to the Kijang there, and the guys usually take the scooter to run down to get, snacks and lunch or whatever. And one of the guys thought he could drive my truck while I was gone out on exploring, and when I came back, it was up against the wall, the dirt wall, with the door open and nobody saying anything to me. And I didn't realize it had been crashed, and I just only had this for 1 week too, and they already crashed it. They thought I was going to go nuts. That's a cool little truck too, man. That thing was tough as heck. Kijang. They're doing the foundation still. Mixing the cement, foundation. There's me working on the truck. I got pulled the radiator. I get a new radiator. There's my scooter up there parked by where I sleep. And I hated leaving that door open. I don't know, the guys would open my door all the time. They wanted to air out, and I'd come and it'd be open. I'd get pissed because the fucking spiders can go in there, man. And I hate spiders. So anyways, I didn't blow up. I never said anything because I didn't know how I was going to tell my wife that they crashed the truck. So I had to buy a new radiator, bang out the fender, fix the cross beam here and everything, put it all back together and get it running, and figure out how I was going to tell my wife. So I called up and told her, and she was down on the next plane, come down to see what happened, who did it. It's her right there. They call her the big boss. Building the foundation for my building. Andre, that's what I tell him. Andre, Wilhelmina, Wilhelmina. he didn't know how to whistle. I can whistle two ways. I can whistle like this. Then I can put my lips together and I can whistle. I mean, it'll blow your ears out how loud I can whistle. And he always was wondering how I could whistle so loud. Because I did a lot of whistling to get their attention for things because I couldn't speak the language very well. I spoke enough, but not as well as I wanted to. There's the rebar, all the support rebar beams and stuff. We actually dig the well right over here, like 60 feet down. And the way that I built my roof, I slanted it because I noticed that much rain as it did every day, I wanted to collect that rainwater, recycle it back into the well so my well never ran dry. Everybody's well in that area was running dry, but mine never did. There's actually, somebody took a picture of me way over here. I always wear black. There we go. I'm going to click through these fast because this is really, this guy right here, this motorcycle over here, this is the motorcycle the guy wanted to buy. That's why he was selling this scooter, and he came to show me his new motorcycle. And I was trying to buy that off of him too, but no, he didn't want to sell that one. These are my bricks we made. I worked side by side with my guys, shoveling and mixing the concrete, putting it into the brick presser. If you go back on my video where I show how I made my own bricks, these are the bricks I made. All this along the wall here, all this, and the whole second layer, all my bricks and the brick wall all the way around my property you'll see here are made from me and the guys made these bricks. Got them all stacked there nice. Look how beautiful the bricks look. Got these support beams. The guys are making them, and they have to stay covered with they're like got wood around them all the way from the bottom to the top, and they pour concrete all the way down over this rebar, and then it's got to dry for like 3 to 4 days. So once they get all that done, then we ended up working on the driveway with these big rocks and sand and everything. And click through these a little faster. There's the support beams. This is where Booty did handmade all the door jambs and windows and everything by hand over there. This is me standing over here towards the east, facing west. My sleeping area over here, the beach was to the right that way. And that's just the first story. Support beams. That's the ocean. You can see the guys when I would climb up there, and my wife told the guys that don't let me get hurt, and I would climb up there and walk across like they did, and just to get the beautiful ocean view, and they would freak out. They would tell me, T-Dog, boss, T-Dog. T-Dog means no. But I'd get up there anyways, climb around like a monkey. There's a septic tank over there, huge septic tank. There we go. We're working on the road here, the driveway. These are those big lava rocks, and they get dropped in there, and then we rolled over it with another machine that we borrowed, and it was very cheap to rent, and I drove it up and down that thing. This is one of the villagers who lived around the corner working on the septic tank. That's the bricks we made. There he is again using my bricks. He was really impressed with these bricks. He was the actually guy going around and telling the village he lived in, which is, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes from more south from where we were, but up the mountain, and people would show up and want to buy my bricks, even though I wasn't selling them really. I was just making them for myself. But he was the one who actually spread the word. There's Booty making the door jambs by hand. Shaved them. There's the lava rocks. What happens we did with this, we put this down and we crush it with the roller machine. Then we fill it with sand, and then we put smaller broken lava rocks on top of that, and then we poured the hot tar on top of that. There we are right there. These guys, you know, they were used to me working with them. There's the well, it's like 65 feet deep, and I recycled the rainwater and never ran dry. There he is working on the septic tank. That was huge, man. The guy's always smoking. Indonesian men smoke a lot. I mean a lot. That's my personal driver. He never did anything. All he did was drive, and send him to go get lunch and breakfast and stuff like that. Nasi goreng, you know, fried rice with chicken, you know, iced tea, bottled tea, and I'm always telling, what do you want, a cookie? And so he had a cookie in his pocket, and he's asking me, boss, you want a cookie? He didn't speak very well English, but after a while he picked up some stuff that I always said to him all the time. That's the red bricks I used for the bottom layer. Like I said, we built 20 rooms. Is it 20? Yeah, 20. Yeah. and 11 bathrooms. Imam, he was going to come back to us to the States, and he was really wanting to come, and I don't know, when it came finally to doing it, he changed his mind. He didn't want to come. And I found out later he met a girl and ended up getting married. He's got a little girl now, baby girl. My driver again. That's all he did, stand around. That's it. I always tell him, you just standing there trying to look pretty, and he just looked at me like he didn't know what I was saying. Booty eating cookies. I give all the guys cookies. I was like the pimp of cookies. Give them cookies all the time. That right there is the where we put the water tower up on top. They put the wood there and they put the rebar and they fill it with concrete and then they take the wood away. And it held this huge water reservoir tank we had in making the rebar support beams. Like I said, the well is right here. This is right here. They're digging the well right here. And it's funny because they put a hose down in that hole and they got a little, like, looks like a hair dryer, but it's not. It doesn't blow hot. It just blows air. So it blows air down the tube down to the guy who's way down there digging it by hand, and then another guy would pull it up. It's a bucket and they would dump the dirt. This truck right here, these guys would deliver the red brick, and I saw that truck. I thought it was pretty cool, and I kept asking if they want to sell it to me. And then one day they came up and it had a sign on it called Dijual, D-I-J-U-A-L, Dijual, which means for sale. And I ended up buying that. So this is standing over here to the left is that Manado style house that never got finished built. This is, you looking that way, is facing west, and this is north, and that's south. But you can see up here is where we put the water tank, and I put the water tank up high to build up pressure. So when you turn on the water, you have pressure coming out. Otherwise, you wouldn't have pressure. And the sun would heat up the water in that tank, and then you have warm water. Because I hated them cold bucket showers. That little black truck, I thought that was so cool. I ended up buying it. Here we go. Here's the kitchen where the guys would cook. You know, sit right here and face that way and cook, and I'd play music. And this is where I lived, and guys lived upstairs. There we go, the second story built in my bricks here that we made by hand. All this back here, all this, all down here, the septic tank all around my property. There it is. We already covered the big lava rocks with sand. It's all sand. And then we're going to spread this smaller lava rocks on top of that. And then we're going to pour hot tar on top of that. Well, I didn't pour hot tar. We had some other buddy, crew come in and pour hot tar. See, there's the hole for the well right there. Took, I think, 4 days to dig that before we hit water. There we are. That's me down there driving that, what do you call it, roller thing. Crushes, smashes that, compacts that down. That's me right there. Driving it, hanging off it like a monkey. That's my wife's uncle. I don't know what he's doing. There we go. Guy's taking lunch. I bought him breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. His booty making the door jams. Another view from the east. There's my wife's uncle. He was a disc jockey in Manado. He had his own radio station. Well, not his radio station, but he worked at a radio station. And my guys would listen to him from 8 to 12. Listen to him on the radio. And he always forgot to turn his phone off, and I would text him while he was on air, and you could hear his phone because it played a funny song, and you could hear him fumbling with it, trying to shut it up, and we would crack up every time, me and the guys, because I'd tell him, turn your phone off, man, or I'm going to text you. And I call him Smoochy Smoochy. So I would text him Smoochy Smoochy, and then you'd hear him doing, his monologue or whatever he's talking about on the radio. And all of a sudden you hear the phone go off and they'd be like, oh, Smoochy, Smoochy. And then the guys would crack up laughing. And me and him, we were really, really good friends. We hung out a lot. I mean, a lot. And he liked to drink. And, man, he'd always try to drink me under the table. And I'm not a drinker, but I could still drink more than him. One of these windows is a room. And there's downstairs, that's a hallway. And there's two really big rooms. I call them... what do you call it, VIP rooms. They had their own bathrooms and showers and sit-down toilets inside here, and we charge a lot more money for those ones. And police officers end up renting those out. Indonesian Manado police officers. Yeah, but he was like, his name is Nico, but I call him Smoochy Smoochy. And I would go down to his radio station. I would get on my scooter and take off, and the guys wouldn't know where I was, you know. So I would go. I wouldn't tell them, but I would end up on the radio station. You know, I would text them, and there's a big glass window. You can see them in there talking with all the equalizer buttons and everything, and the microphone hanging down. And I would tap on the window while he was talking. I was always messing with him. And he'd see me, and he'd wave me to come in, and I would go in while he was on air, and then I would just start talking to him, you know, and then he would have a conversation with me on the air, on the radio, and the guys was like, "Oh, boss, is it Smoochy Smoochy?" Because they knew I called him Smoochy Smoochy, you know, and then they would call in and stuff, and he'd answer the phone, and it was a big thing. But, yeah, they called me Bule Batako, and then we called him Smoochy Smoochy. It was real funny. There's the tent I lived in, because there was no way in hell I was going to sleep in there on the concrete with this freaking bird killer spiders. I mean, they were huge. Had my ceiling fan here, and that didn't work. I had to bring in another fan and put it right in front of me and face it right at me. And the very first night I slept in, I woke up, there was a spider, huge spider, sitting right here, and the fan was blowing, and it was moving back and forth like this. And I could not understand how the spider got inside my tent, because I couldn't see if he was inside or the outside, because from this angle it looks white, but when you're laying in there looking out, it's clear. You can see out clearly. And he was just moving. The fan was just blowing him back and forth like this, and I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. And I was in there sleeping in my underwear, and I must have been paralyzed for 15, 20 minutes. But finally, I decided, oh, if he's on the inside, I'm going to kill him. So I had my sandals inside the inside here, so I went like that to smack him, and he was on the outside. I hit, and he flew, and he landed over and took off running. I unzipped it, got out, zipped it down, and ran outside screaming. And didn't realize I was in my underwear until I got outside, and the guys were like, "Boss, you okay?" And I was standing outside in my freaking underwear yelling, "Lava, lava," which means spider. And they came in and they found it and they killed it. And I was like, I wasn't going to come back in here until they killed that freaking spider. There's my sandals, my little refrigerator thing. But yeah, I hated spiders. So that's how I lived, in the tent inside the shed. This was my personal shower, my private toilet. Shower. I wasn't going to do bucket showers. And yeah, the spiders would be up here too on the wall by my toilet paper up here, and I'd be like, ah, crap, and I would grab this and shoot them with the freaking water, and they would run up and get out through some crack or something. That was very stressful for me. Here's Uncle Radio Disc Jockey Nico. That's me driving the roller. My personal driver, he wanted to drive it, but I wouldn't let him. So I was having to, that's him sitting there. He's like, "Boss, take a picture of me." And then he's like, "Look, I look like I'm driving?" I'm like, "No." I don't even remember his name. But he's a relative of my wife, like a third cousin or something like that. That's about Ollie again. Ollie. And look at me. Strike a pose. Uncle Nico. That's upstairs. This is the area where we were going to leave for them to wash their clothes right over here. And they could hang the clothes. I was going to leave that open, but then my son came running up here one day, and he was leaning out, and the well is there, and I'm like, no, I ended up closing this in because of him. I didn't want him falling off and down into the well. I would walk across these beams and freak the guys out. These are all my bricks that we made. It's got a lot of pictures. Go through these quickly. They're all bathrooms and rooms. Those are bathrooms. That's the front entrance. This is finishing on one side. This is the actual hallway. These are the VIP rooms. This is the window to my bedroom. And this is my bathroom here. And I have the only one room with the air conditioning. There's the stairs. Inside that stairs is a storage area. And there's a bathroom also on the other side of these stairs. If you go in the storage area, you see these little cutout windows on the inside. I had put double screen mesh on the outside and the inside to keep any kind of spiders from coming in and out of my house there. This is the front view. This is a bedroom right here. This is actually where we end up building the kitchen cafe. This is the area where people with rent rooms would come and sit down and order food, and we'd sell them food. Building the wall around the property. This is the well. These are 4 rooms down here, 4 rooms up here. This is the water tank up there. And you notice I got the roof slanted. It rained so much the rain fell down and recycled back into the well. This is my room. I left this red brick open. I didn't put a finishing on it. I put a clear coat on it so it's real shiny. This is my private bathroom. This is where me and my family slept. This is standing by the bathroom looking No, if you go around the corner over here, this is my room, and this is standing where the kitchen is going to be built. Painted the whole floor yellow. Don't ask me why. My wife picked those colors. This is, we end up closing this wall right here, and this was in my living room area. And then you go into my bedroom and my bathroom. This is where we put a kitchen, and this is the cafeteria area where people who rent come down and give food and water and whatever else. This is my private bathroom. This is the hallway to the VIP rooms. There's 2 of them. They were huge. Charged a lot of money for them. This is inside my room again. It's the brick with the clear coating. Mommy's staining all the wood. That's the guy who was going to come to America with us. This is the actual laundry room. We got a washer and dryer in there. That was just for me. That wasn't for the tenants. Upstairs. Putting the drywall upstairs. There's inside of the middle. There was 4 rooms inside the middle of the building. 4 here, 4 here, 4, 12 upstairs. This is the wash area here. If you go here, take a left. That's where the hang their clothes and the water tank is. This is, like I said, I closed this off. This is where they go wash their clothes and they can hang them to dry here. And up here is the water tank. Here's the pipe coming out of the wall for the water tank. This is the main shutoff valve right there. This is one of the bedrooms upstairs. These are all bathrooms. There's 11 bathrooms total, top and bottom. Stairs, laundry room, upstairs, room upstairs, room upstairs. This is the entrance right here to overlook. Go out on the balcony, you can see the ocean out there. This is the my room right here, and this is the hallway. I got these pictures out of whack. There's Sammy. Me and him ended up being good friends. He went everywhere I went. He was like a shadow. My personal driver, this is his cousin. He went one weekend to go visit his family, which family village, because he's originally from Manado, or not Manado, but Tomahawk, which is like 2 hours away from Manado. And when he came back with this guy right here. Didn't speak any English, didn't know how to ride a scooter, didn't know how to drive a car, didn't speak English. And after being with me every single day, going everywhere with me, I put him to work as the gopher. He'd go for drinks, go for breakfast, go for lunch, or whatever. And he ended up learning how to. He wrecked his thing a couple of times. I mean, it didn't look like this by the time I left. It was all scratched up, plastic, broken. But he learned how to ride it, and then he decided he wanted to learn how to drive this, and I took him out, taught him how to drive the key-jung stick shift, and he learned a lot of cuss words that day. There's the well. We ended up covering this up with a big slab of concrete upstairs. That's my coconut guy. He can climb coconut trees. What it looks like downstairs. It looks like a giant bowling alley. This is how they were originally going to do this stairs, like a ladder straight down. And I left and I came back and they were, getting measurements and stuff. I'm, what the hell? Because they didn't want to block these windows. These windows are on the inside of the staircase as it finally was done. And I said no, so I cut this. There's a string right here, and I took this string and I stretched it over, pulled it and made it longer so it's not such straight up and down like a ladder. And they were going to make it straight up and down. And I was like, no way. There's the stairs, hand-built stairs. Those things are strong as hell, man. Doing finishing bottom. This is actually where the kitchen is going to be over here. This is putting the plumbing in. This is where the kitchen is going to be right here. And this is my private bathroom right here. My wall ended up coming like this out, and then this was a room and a private bathroom over here for rent. And there's the plumbing inside my bathroom. I didn't want just a plain finish, so I told them to draw bricks like that. At first, when they had it finished, I got a line, and I just drew a line. I drew a brick, and I told them to do the whole thing like that so it wouldn't look so boring, just plain. And that's what they did, working on the stairs. Inside the bowling alley, this is the front entrance right here. This is the side facing north towards the ocean area over there. They did these each one every day. They did one here, then they go over here, do that one, then they come back, do this, and then they go do that one, and they go do another one. It was a really long process. As you can see, there are different drying times, and this is the new. And then they would throw the concrete powder on top of it. They said it would make it stronger and dry faster. This is actually my room window right here. This is the entrance to where the hallway is going to be. And this is my private bathroom, but this gets all closed in. And my wall runs all the way up here. I had a really big room. Put a California king size bed in there. This is the outside looking in. And there's the hallway and everything. You see the roof is slanted. That's to direct all the rain, because it rained like crazy there, man. That's looking up. That's what the wood looked like. And this, the way they connected the joints together, it's like a hook system, and it's like a puzzle. It snaps in, and they say when you step on it, it locks it and it keeps it from bowing. And I was just impressed because they have all of them like that. And it's just like, man, it's just, let me see if I can zoom in there. It's a locking system. Focus. Not gonna focus. But yeah, it's very, very cool, man. I was like, man, that's how they built the pyramids or something. Anyways, I digress. Let's keep going. That's upstairs. This is what the roof looks like. They put some cement board up there, so in case it releases, it doesn't cause a problem. There's them spreading the concrete on the. That's where the kitchen's gonna be. Go through. There's a lot of pictures. Let me go through this. All the framing before we put the drywall up. That's what upstairs looks like with all the wood floor down, without the partitions and everything. These were, this area right here was 4 rooms. They were small rooms, but there was 4. One here, one here, one here. 4 of them there, just big enough to fit like a maybe twin size bed or something in there, and have a little space to walk around. But they were cheaper rooms, but you know. Just going through all this framing. There's the water tank right there. Boom. The thing was huge, man. The way they got that up there is they built the scaffolding out of bamboo. So they would build the scaffolding low, and they put the thing on there. And then they build another ramp, and they would slide up onto another, and then like this, they would like teeter-totter up till they got it up there. And I mean, even though it's empty, it was heavy. That's how they moved it, man. And then all this scaffolding is all bamboo. This is coconut wood right here, because it's really, really strong framing. They learned how to frame and do drywall in my first house in Jakarta. My bricks right here, my key job. There we go with the water tank. This is standing east, facing west. Like I said, my area where I slept's that way, the ocean's that way. The driveway is on the other side. This was actually inside my room looking out with the drywall already finished. There's the big support beam going all the way across. The hallway. My bathroom with my decorative. Here we go. Now this is my room here. See how big this is? It was huge. And then we got the kitchen here. And then this is a room back here for somebody else to rent. The size of the rooms were all up to my wife right here. This is my room. This is where we put the refrigerator right here. My wife, I told her what kind of layout I want, and she figured out the sizes for all the rooms. So this was all drawn on paper. There was no blueprints at all for this. Those are all bathrooms. These are all bathrooms. There was 11 total upstairs and downstairs. This is the wash area. This is looking out down into the laundry room. I had a washer and dryer in here and an area for folding and stuff like that. All my bricks we made right here. More framing, more of the bathrooms. I put squat toilets in there, not sitting toilets. That's looking out. That's looking west. There we go. They built these model homes, these Manado homes. They just built them up really quick. Like I think it took a week to build all 3 of those. And they were trying to sell these homes in this area. This property was left over here for sale, and nobody ever bought anything. And after 3 months, they took these houses down, took them away, and then we could see the ocean again. Work area. It's party any area, hang out. Look, I put hotel there. Hotel Singapore. Get through this. There's the upstairs balcony. That looks. I left one morning, and when I came back late in the afternoon, this was all done like this. I was like, wow, that looks cool, man. That is cool. I was very happy how it looked. And the stairs were done, and they already started priming the concrete because we're going to paint it blue. I painted red, white, and blue. Nobody understood why I picked those three colors, but I did, so that's all that matters. Here's building the counter for the kitchen using red brick. There you go. There's almost finished. It's all blue and it's red, and then it's white all up in here, all painted white. Red, white, and blue. They call this the blue House Kost, which means rooms for rent. We are building more wall here. There's my trooper that I brought from Jakarta over in a shipping container, and then we ended up putting a awning here too because the rain was so loud dropping from here to here. I decided to put an awning, direct it into rain gutters, and drain down and go that way. Yeah, missed my truck. That's my Chevy Trooper. There's the front view. There's my satellite dish. That's my scooter, my Chevy Trooper, my Kijang, and my air conditioning put in. The only room with air conditioning in the whole building. Hold on, was that my son? Yeah, that's my son right there, playing. You have to watch your head when you came down them stairs though. Here we are building my block wall surrounding my property. The window's wide open so they could sit here and get full. It's funny because they would leave the doors open so the wind would blow in from here, go through the door, go through the hallway, go through the other door that's open, and go out the other side of the window. So there's like, it was really nice and cool up there on the second floor. People would just be stretched out on the ceramic up there because it's so cool. Not cool as in cool, but I mean cool as in not hot. Imam building wall. There we go. This kitchen area is done. There's Yati from Jakarta. She wanted to come with us. Even though I remodeled my wife's brother's house and she had her own personal kitchen that we built really big for her, she wanted to come with us really, really bad, so we brought her. That's my son, my daughter, and this is the babysitter from Manado for my kids. Watch my kids, make sure they're alright, feed them, give them drinks, whatever they needed. Right here to the left there's a drainage system it's angled to go into this area, which is a filtration system, and then drops down into the well, into a pipe, and the pipe goes all the way down the well and the water comes out at the bottom. And I never ran out of water. This back here is where I had my generator in there. It was a huge generator because the power went out in Manado every day for at least 6 to 8 hours. During the day it would be back on at night, but during the day we got no power, so I'd run that so I have AC because it was so hot there. There's my barbecue. We built a barbecuer there. You can see the draining thing comes, it goes behind that barbecuer, comes this way, and the awning that comes down, it has the rain gutter that catches it and goes down a pipe, and it feeds the water. I mean, it flow. Sometimes it flows so much the water would come up to here from rain and flow, but we had a little step here so you would never get your feet wet, and then we had the awnings that I added later for so the sidewalk wouldn't get wet. There we are standing in front of the barbecuer looking that way. Alright, my battery's flashing. I'm gonna have to get something and charge it. There's the looking towards the barbecuer. It's my Chevy Trooper, my Kijang. That's the Manado house. Somebody finally started working on it, but they never did finish it. And that's with the satellite dish. I gotta get a plug here. Alright, that's the Blue House Kost. That's what they called it. They called me Bule Bataco. And that's it, almost being finished there. I just painted the wall, built all the way around my property. And I eventually built it all the way around the property up there where I was staying in that little shed. This is standing at somebody else's property. Somebody ended up building another 2-story building here, and they were copying me. They turned it to a Kost also, rooms for rent, but mine was taller and bigger, but theirs was 2 stories, and I think they had a total of maybe, I don't know, 11 rooms total. But mine was always full. I never had empty rooms, and the building over here was never full. But yeah, those are my bricks that I built. Look how beautiful those bricks look. Bule Bataco, that's what they call me. And that's how we made them. I can't remember exactly how many we made a day, but I had a list freaking at least 25 people long waiting in line to get bricks. And then I would make so many for me and my guys in the morning, and then in the afternoon we would make for the people who were wanting to buy it from me. I mean, people didn't want me to move away when they found out I was moving, because everybody wanted to buy my bricks, and they knew that it wasn't going to be made anymore once I left. Here's the finished product with the awning here, and well, it doesn't have the drain pipes here yet, but we put one on this side and one on that side, because we ended up building a garden thing up here, and I wanted water for the garden. And it's my personal parking here. All this furniture right here we still have, but it's in Jakarta. Blue House Kost. That thing was freaking, people coming and going there all hours of the night. Here we are digging the trench because somebody misread the measurement, and my property didn't end here like we thought. Here's the drain pipes here finally. It was out here and it was more angled that way, so I built a small wall here, and then we turned this all into plant gardens. There's my little black truck I bought. So that's what we do in there. We're going to put a foundation, and we're going to build a little brick wall with my bricks, and then plant all kinds of herbs and stuff there. There's my little truck. I bought that. That thing was a blast to drive. Although if you hit the brakes too hard, it would tilt forward. It was funny. Scared the hell out of me when it first happened to me. There's Sammy, my boy Sammy. What he would do is, this is their fishing pole. They get a water bottle like this, and they would wrap it with fishing string like this all the way around it, really tight, and they put a weight on it and a hook, and then they would just, when they would throw it, they would throw the line out, and it would just unravel like that. But if you didn't do it right like I did, and it would get all freaking messed up and tangled, and that's what I did. That's my problem there. And he's trying to untangle it for me, and I'm telling him, just throw it away. I'll buy more fishing string. It ain't that much. You know, but Indonesian people, they don't throw anything away, man, because so many poor people. And to me, it was like, what is it, 69 cents? No big deal, man. I'll go buy 5 or 6 of them. And then they just rolls of, fishing string. And I don't know, I'm American mentality. I just, throw it away. Who cares? Buy another one. I never did catch anything. And there you have it. That's the ocean view. That's the end of the pictures. Go back to the Blue House Kost, the finished view, and there we have it. That's my Blue House Kost. That's the last thing I built in Indonesia. Lived there a little over a year and a half, maybe. I don't know. Maybe was it a year and a half? Yeah, a little over a year and a half. What do I want to say? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. About 20 months maybe. And then I sold this truck to my wife's uncle, the DJ disc jockey guy. This one we sold to somebody who lives around the neighborhood. And the scooter I gave to Sammy. I just gave it to him because he liked riding it a lot. And we ended the taco business. And people were sad. They were begging us not to go. But we went back to, sold this property and we moved back to Jakarta. And then we stayed in Jakarta for 3 more months before my wife decided she wanted to come back to the States. And there you have it. That's the things I did while I lived in Indonesia. The end of this series here. I don't have anything else to show you from Indonesia. So I want to thank you for watching my video. If you take the time to leave a comment, I'll take time to respond. And yeah, miss Indonesia. Thanks for watching.